Hey Cassandra, thanks for hopping on a quick call with me. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I am good, thank you. Can you please, for everyone who's watching, introduce yourself a little bit? Who are you? Where are you from? And what were you doing before joining the program?
Sure. So my name is Cassandra. I'm currently in New York. I've been living here for a few years, but I'm originally from the island of Vieques, Puerto Rico. So before I started the program, I was in a very stressful job.
Mm.
So I started working with this company. It was a startup. I was their first employee. I basically was involved in building all the processes and teams that they have. And I was director of operations. I was in charge of training and development. I would do a little bit of their social media at some point before we had all the proper teams. So
Mm.
I was just
Doing all the
everywhere that I
things,
needed.
the jack of all
Yes.
trades.
Yes. So as you can imagine, that was like a bit much. When it comes to like the time you have for yourself and
Mm.
the lifestyle. And I used to be in the office, New York City. I used to start at 8 a.m. and still be at the office at 8 p.m. to then commute in the train and in the subway.
Yeah,
Um,
those are
and
very long days.
get home to try to have some dinner and then start all over again. So it was a lot on my, my physical health. It was a lot on it gave me a lot of anxiety. It was very stressful, especially because I had like a lot of people report to me and all the stresses of the everyday operations.
Mm.
So yeah, after in August, then I was laid off along with a lot of those people who started the company with us. So that was a lot to go through because, I kind of felt very attached to the company, even
Yeah,
though
it's like
it
your
was
baby,
really,
right?
yes, even though it was like killing me on the inside, like it was really not a good place to be for me anymore because it was extremely stressful and I didn't have a balance in my life. I still felt attached to the company. So I took a chance. Basically, I've kept watching the Jets videos on Instagram. And I was like, this is just sounding exactly like me. And if I'm ever gonna do something about like my situation, is gonna be now
Mm.
because
Yeah,
now
it's
my
the good
time belongs.
timing.
Yeah. So I felt like my time did not belong to me before.
Mm.
This was the first time that my time was my time. So I just took that chance to, focus on my health and also start this course and kind of really have time to think about what I wanted to do, how I could use my skills and what I learned all these years in a way that would make me feel more fulfilled and would make me feel like I'm doing something that I enjoy, that I'm happy about, excited about every morning. So,
Yeah,
so yeah.
exactly. Something more for yourself. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what would you say is like the most valuable part of the program for you that like helps you move the needle forwards?
I think the community and feeling like you have all these people that are going through the same process and have had the same issues that you've experienced, or not the same, but you could relate to. Um, and we're all looking to have a life that we're actually enjoying. I feel like that was the most valuable. Of course, there's a lot of useful information about how to actually achieve the things. And when you follow the models and you can listen to them, I would replay some videos like 2, 3 times. And I'm actually very slow at taking all the modules, but I decided to take my time because I have I think I have a little bit of ADHD or something. Like I don't focus as much.
Mm.
So that was good that I was able to, watch it as many times as I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. Do
I
you
was
tend
able
to
to,
go a little bit from here to there and then
yeah,
back?
and pause it
Mm.
and go back and the Discord channel, then you stay motivated because you see that other people are doing it and other
Mm.
people that maybe didn't even have the experience that you have are also doing it, you know? So it was, I think that was the best part, like feeling like you're part of a community and that they support each other.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you for sharing. Nice. So what would you say is like your biggest accomplishment since joining the program?
Number one is definitely finally detaching from my old job. I owe so I finally feel like, okay, yes, I can do this. And like I can actually see myself doing this versus just me imagining, oh, this might be something that I could do. Now I can see it. And I'm not feeling like stuck anymore. Like I don't have an option, like I'm trapped in this corporate world. So I think that's the number one thing. And I think it's because of all in the beginning, there's a lot of work about your mindset and about how you think and how and imposter syndrome and all these things that we all needed and we didn't know that we needed it.
Mm.
So it helped me a lot in that sense. So I think that's the number one thing that used to hold me back, is all those things that are in my head. And so yeah, I think that's the main
I
thing.
think, yeah, that's why mindset is also like such a big part of the program, because it's not just like the information, but it's also like what happens in here that you have to like keep on going, even if it gets hard a little bit, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. And can you share a little bit, because you made like really good, nice website for yourself. Can you tell a little bit about like the clients that you're gonna work for now, the things that you have
So
going on at the moment?
So what I'm planning to do,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so basically, so I was really interested in web design. I had designed my own website I do have a small business also. So it says handmade jewelry. And I already had designed a website for myself and I kind of knew a little bit how it works. So I was really interested in web design. And I've been basically exploring all the different platforms. I've been asking Nemo a million questions. He's always very happily available. And he also, in the weekly calls, he goes step by step, like, okay, today we're going to focus on this area. So that was really helpful. And basically, I'm figuring out how to design my own website on this new very cool platform called Show It that I really love. And I'm trying to, you know, understand the basics until I'm comfortable enough to create some very specific templates that
Mhm.
I'm going to be setting up in a shop, a template shop. But also, I'm going to be using those templates to be able to build websites faster. So there are different platforms to use based on what kind of business you have. So for e-commerce is better to do Shopify. So I'm trying to also, have the same things available for the e-commerce customers because that's just my area of expertise.
Yeah.
I do want to offer services to e-commerce, but I do have these templates on the very cool modern platform that for example on Etsy is like very searched and it doesn't have a lot of results or a lot of competitors there. So I think that's a very big opportunity. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So e-commerce template shop and then some template shop with the Show It, which is more like creatives and websites that don't necessarily need a shop or that they may sell digital products. So yeah, and once I have that, then I could either customize those templates for the customers or someone could just purchase the templates from me and just plug in their information.
DIY. Yeah. Awesome. I'm so excited where this journey is gonna take you. Um, so
Thank you.
before joining the program, like what were you thinking about like investing into it? And was there anything that made you decide to jump in it anyways?
Well, at first, I don't really ever spend, I don't think I've ever invested in myself other than going to
Mm.
college. And then I went to college. You know, you're kind of like not aware of how much money you spend when you go to college because it's kind
Mm.
of like slowly, right? But after I joined the workforce and I saw, I went to, I studied marketing actually and
Mm.
finance, and how I saw how everything changes so fast and how I was not feeling that confident about my marketing skills while I was at in the workforce. So a lot of the things I learned was at the job, right?
Mm.
So when I was exploring this, I was thinking, wow, I have never really spent, I don't know, I barely spend any money on myself. So I never really spend a lot of money like that on one go, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when you think about it, it's something that has benefit, like already has benefited me way more than my bachelor's degree. Is very up to date.
Really,
Um,
actually, right?
it has helped my confidence so much. It's something that I'm gonna be able to, like, I'm basically going to be able to do all the things that I want of my checklist of like I want to be able to spend more time with my son. I want to
Mm-hmm.
be able to spend time doing things that I like. I like to be able to work from Puerto Rico when I visit my family or travel and be able to still generate income while I'm there instead of having to live 2 weeks out of the year when
Yeah,
somebody
exactly.
allows me to go on vacation, right? Um, so I'm getting so much like, and it's if you think about it, if let's say if I calculate how much money we spend on clothes in a year or how much money we spend on other things,
Mm.
I think it's definitely worth it. And after I made that transaction, it's like we're calculating how much we can make out of a few jobs, for example, web design, and I'm
Mm.
already gonna like I just need to do a few jobs and I'm already gonna have the investment back.
It's
So
true.
I think
Definitely with web
definitely,
design, like you can charge the higher ticket prices, right? So
yeah,
I guess
so it's
it's
definitely
just
worth
like
it.
free clients. And I think it's funny that you mentioned like that you studied marketing. I think when I just got started into this world, a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, why don't you create like this? Why don't you do like a study in marketing?" And I was like, but the things they change so quickly that what you learn in sorry, cut this out. Uh, I'm talking Dutch and English. Okay, what? Okay, here I go. What you learn like in the first year is not going to be relevant anymore by the time that you graduate. So
Mhm.
yeah, I always took online courses as well and think it's like way more updated. And with our skills field as well, like we are constantly like updating and adding new lessons. So yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. So my last question is, what if someone is like watching this right now and they are deciding whether or not they should join the program? What would you tell them?
I would say it's definitely super worth it. Um, I think it will change your life no matter what. Like, it doesn't even matter if, for example, maybe you started thinking that you're gonna do social media and then you completed the course and then you took a different path within because you got some ideas while you were taking
Mm.
the course and you're doing something like it doesn't it does even if it doesn't work like you're imagining it, it's still going to be something that's gonna change your life. So I think, yeah, definitely go for it. You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. Um, and then everybody around you in the course is going to also be like very important. Like it's like a concentration of people that are gonna keep you motivated and are gonna go through this journey with you. You wouldn't be able to do that if you're like doing something on your like if you're just doing research on your own, for
Yeah.
example. I used to do a lot of I learned a lot on my own with
Mm.
like DIYs and polymer clay and all these materials that because I do a lot of art. I can never replace, right, the community and being able to ask someone that has already done it and ask opinions and receive feedback and all that. If you just look for information on your own and try to figure it out, it's gonna take you way longer as well. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
definitely
for
worth
sure.
it.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing.
Okay.